it's just beyond belief. What I think it also means is that what we need to do is possibly, and again, it's a bigger kind of a philosophical point, to tone down the rhetoric that we have between Democrats and Republicans. And as I said, I thought Biden's comments were very appropriate. And hopefully he'll call Donald Trump, and hopefully the next time they interact, assuming Biden's the candidate, the interaction will not be so tense, and that we can find a better way to interact. And I'm sad to say that a situation like this, kind of will have to precipitate our working together in a more, collegial fashion and be competitive. But diminish the tension in American politics. We're too polarized, and there are too many issues and too many problems between us. We need to work together, and certainly we need to work to make sure this doesn't have, nothing like this ever happens again. And it's just horrible, terrible.
Right, Mr. Merowitz, just latest news coming in for all those tuning into WION World is One. The law enforcement sources have said that the shooter was positioned on a building rooftop just outside the rally from which the attack took place. And also news coming in at this point of time is that the Secret Service Director will appear for a hearing. The House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer said that he has contacted the Secret Service for a briefing and is calling on Director Kimberly to appear for a hearing. My question to you, Mr. Merowitz, is that what exactly will this exercise obtain, and how will this further take the investigation forward?
It's very hard to know. I mean, look, this is at the minutes right after this occurred, and I'm sure the Secret Service is trying to figure this out as well, and the security forces. But again, if that's true, that somebody's standing at a building outside a venue and a presidential candidate is at a lower level speaking on a platform, how is that possible? It just there's some big lapse here probably, and I think people even saw this person standing there. So there's something that was missed here, something that wasn't done properly here. But as far as the House, remember, the House is under the control of the Republicans. James Comey is the chairman of the Oversight Committee, is a Republican. So calling in the Secret Service, and it's an interesting question to what extent, if they're calling in for a hearing, how much information will they give that is not classified? And there's always kinds of questions of secrecy involved with these matters. So, we're just about a few minutes out of this extraordinarily terrible event. So it's hard to know, but obviously we need to have an understanding of what occurred here. Will we get the full story? I don't know that. Will we ever know the full story? It's hard to know. What would motivate somebody to do such a thing? It's many, you don't know. You just don't know. The person is now dead and the assassin is dead. And so we don't know. We may never know what this was all about. But certainly I'm sure the FBI is going to look into it. There'll be a hearing, and then hopefully we go on and we don't have a repeat. But we have to know what the lapses were. I agree with you in terms of the onus is on the onus of pressure is on getting information on how to avoid this in the future. Again, if you're going to have an outdoor rally, and look, President Biden just had an outdoor rally. I didn't know what the venue was, but he had a rally in Michigan, and he was on a stage similar to Trump. We can't allow our leaders to be exposed in this fashion to these kind of threats. For our political system to be able to function, we have to have our democracy, relies on the ability to have the free and fair communication, and our candidates to be able to go and speak to people and go and interact with people without fear of this type of thing. It's just, and we've had, unfortunately, in American history, we've had a number of assassination attempts. Lincoln, obviously, Garfield, McKinley, and Kennedy. These are traumatic events. I mean, I remember the Kennedy assassination as a child, and it was absolutely traumatizing. A president and a presidential candidate, we need to be able to have a campaign without the fear
Mr. Merowitz. Right, Mr. Merowitz, absolutely. There are a lot of gaps to fill in here. In the latest, the White House has said that Biden is closely tracking the rally shooting. We'll, of course, be bringing in all the latest from Trump's assassination attempt. But thanks very much for joining us on the show.
It's my pleasure.
Well, the people at the campaign rally in Pennsylvania reacted with horror at the shooting that took place. One person among the crowd was hit by the bullet and killed. Let's just listen to some reactions from the crowd.
I just arrived here in Milwaukee, really anticipating the event that we're going to have, and my friend just texted and said, "Are you watching TV?" And I was like, "No, I'm walking around checking out the convention." And I don't know, when she said what she said to me, that he's been assaulted or hurt or shot or something, my heart dropped. My heart dropped. This is going to be an exciting week. We have so much going in the right direction for our country.
What's going on in America right now is obviously very sad. Obviously, they're trying to do something to take Donald Trump down, but the people will prevail. Justice will be served, and Trump will be back in 2024.
I mean, it makes you sick, really. It gives you the political discourse, and it's always been bad. But for that, and I think so much of it is just hype.
When President Trump got out, he had some blood on his face. And I don't know if that was from the Secret Service tackling him, or I don't know what that was from.
More like what we heard. The bullets rattling around the grandstand. One hit the speaker tower, and then chaos broke. We hit the ground, and the police converged to the grandstands.
The first thing I heard was a couple of cracks. Then I saw a hydraulic line from one of the speakers looked like it got hit. Then I heard, like Chris said, a couple of bullets rattling around. We assisted with two patients that may have gotten shot up in the grandstand, and we cleared a path for getting them out of the way. And it's just a sad day for America.
I heard the shots. I thought it was firecrackers to begin with. Somebody over there was screaming, "He's been shot, he's been shot." So I made my way over. I said, "I'm an emergency department physician. Let me help you." The guy had spun around and was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There was lots of blood.
Well, U.S. President Joe Biden made an address from the White House shortly after the incident. He said he hopes to speak to Trump on the incident soon. Let's listen to what Biden said.
I have tried to get a hold of Donald. He's with his doctors. Apparently he's doing well. I plan on talking to them shortly, I hope, when I get back to the telephone. Look, there's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this. And I want to thank the Secret Service and all the agencies, including the state agencies, that have been engaged in making sure that people we have more detail to come relative to other people maybe injured in the audience.